People always say that your $6 coffee is killing your financial plan, but they're wrong. It's crazy how people still believe the latte is the problem. Meanwhile, they're burning through $400 a month on things they don't even remember subscribing to. So today we're not going to talk about petty stuff. In this video, we're going to expose 5 psychological traps, 5 financial illusions that are truly keeping the American middle class from ever getting rich. And enemy number 1, it might be sitting right there in your home. This isn't just about coffee. It's about real money mistakes. It's about how seemingly harmless habits destroy your chances at building wealth. If you care about your finances and want to avoid common financial mistakes, this is the video you can't afford to miss. 5. Extended warranties. Let's start with the first financial trap, something so familiar it's almost a reflex when we shop. It's extended warranties. Have you ever been in this situation? You just picked out a TV you love, a brand new fridge, or even a laptop for work. You happily take it to the checkout, and right then the salesperson looks at you with concern and says, "Would you like to purchase an extended warranty? Just a little extra, just in case something goes wrong." And our brain starts spinning. What if it really breaks? This thing was expensive. Okay, just a bit more for a peace of mind. And just like that, we spend the money. Let's be honest. The common belief you and I often hear is that extended warranties are a waste. Statistics show that most products never break down during that period. Essentially, we're paying for a sense of peace of mind that we'll never use. And sometimes it's worse than just a waste. It's deception. A friend of mine, John, shared a story I believe many can relate to. He said, "Years ago, I bought a used item on eBay and decided to buy the extended warranty that was offered. Eventually, the item did break. I called the warranty company, and they casually told me their policy doesn't apply to used items. That was it. Never again. Bunch of scammers and thieves." Sound familiar? That's the feeling of betrayal. You paid for a promise, a layer of protection, and when you needed it the most, that promise vanished. That's a bitter financial mistake to learn. After hearing that story, maybe 99% of us would nod in agreement and say, exactly, never buying extended warranties again. But is it always a stupid decision? Let's pause for a moment and hear the other side of the story. Some people have had the complete opposite experience. They've said, "I bought a surround sound system with a 5-year extended warranty. The DVD player broke after 4 years. The store I bought it from replaced the entire system without a single question. Amazing service." Or David's story, whose mother-in-law bought a washing machine with a 5-year warranty. After 2 years, it kept having issues. After the 5th failed repair, the company sent her a full refund check, including the cost of the warranty. See? The issue suddenly becomes much more complex. On one side, the feeling of being scammed. On the other, the relief of saving thousands of dollars. So who's right? Who's wrong? The truth is, no one is wrong. The core issue isn't about whether to buy or not buy. The real problem is we misunderstand what an extended warranty is. It's not part of the product. It's an insurance contract, a very specific and often expensive one, for just a single item. Our money mistake is applying the same logic to everything, from a $50 blender to a $5,000 car transmission. So how do you make a smart decision? How do you know when to say, "No thanks," and when to say, "Okay, I'll take it"? I'll give you the golden rule so you'll never have to wonder again. Very simple. Before buying, ask yourself this question. If this item breaks after the manufacturer's warranty expires, would the cost to repair it be an inconvenience or a financial disaster for me? The answer tells you everything. If the repair cost could destroy your finances, consider buying the warranty. These include things like car transmissions, engines, a high-end side-by-side refrigerator, or the motherboard of an expensive OLED TV. These repairs can cost thousands, money most of us can't just pull out of our pockets. In these cases, the expensive warranty acts like a safety net. If the repair cost is just an inconvenience, then build your own emergency fund. These are items like microwaves, vacuum cleaners, coffee machines, or a mid-range TV. If they break, you'll be annoyed, but not bankrupt. Instead of giving $100 to the warranty company, give that $100 to yourself. Put it in a savings account labeled Electronics Repair Fund. If nothing breaks, great. The money is still yours. If it does, great. You've already got the money to fix or replace it. This way, you always win. You're no longer a victim of fear or clever sales pitches. You become a smart risk manager of your own financial life.
4. Gambling and lottery tickets. Now let's move on to the fourth psychological trap. If the illusion of security is a trap that slowly eats away at your money, then this one is like a drug, addictive, promising financial paradise overnight. I'm talking about gambling and lottery tickets. Surely you've heard of jackpots worth hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars. Those numbers dance before our eyes in every news headline, planting a tempting question in our minds. What if? What if this time that person is me? But let me pull you back to harsh reality. The odds of winning the Powerball jackpot are about 1 in 292 million. Let me tell you how absurd that number is. You're more likely to be struck by lightning twice in your life than to ever hold that winning ticket. Buying lottery tickets is a tax on the stupid. It's a joke, but a bitter and accurate one. We voluntarily pay a tax for a dream, a tax on hope. And how does it feel after paying that tax? Many people feel deep regret and emptiness when they realize they've just thrown money out the window for something worthless. That's regret. That's one of the most common money mistakes. And here, at this very moment, a big question pops up in many people's minds. Okay, I get it. Lottery tickets are bad, gambling is stupid. But what about the stock market? Isn't that just a giant casino too? Aren't you also betting on numbers flashing on a screen? Plenty of people have picked a stock and lost everything. Clearly, risk is everywhere. So what's the difference? This is the most important question, and the answer will completely change the way you view becoming rich. The difference between gambling and investing is as vast as the difference between night and day. Picture this. Gambling is like standing by the roadside and betting $100 on the color of the next car that passes by, red or blue. You can't control it, can't analyze it. It's pure luck. Once you place your bet, that money is no longer yours. It's up in the air, and all you can do is pray it comes back. But investing is different. Investing is not betting on a car. It's buying a tiny brick to help build the highway. You own a piece of something real, something working, producing services, collecting fees, and generating profit. You're not blindly hoping. You're owning an asset with growth potential. That's the foundation of wealth. So what's the solution here? It's to stop paying the stupid tax and start building your own investment plan. The money you could save by investing in the stock market instead of letting it sit in a low-interest savings account adds up. You could be saving thousands of dollars. Next time you hold $100 in your hand and face a choice, imagine two roads. One leads to the lottery counter, where you exchange $100 for a flimsy piece of paper and a near certain feeling of regret. The other road leads to an investment account, where that $100 becomes the first bricks in your financial empire, buying a piece of the world's greatest companies. You're no longer turning hope into regret. You're turning blind hope into a wealth-building machine. But if this trap is a loud crash, a big boom you can recognize, then our next trap is like a silent thief. It sneaks into your bank account each month without you noticing, a slow financial death by 1,000 tiny cuts. And that is
3. Unused subscriptions. If the gambling trap is like a loud bang, an obvious financial shock, then our next trap is a completely different kind of killer. It's not loud. It doesn't cause instant regret. It's like a silent thief, a financial vampire, sneaking into your bank account every month and draining every drop, every bit of money, without you even realizing it. I'm talking about unused subscriptions. Studies have revealed a shocking number. On average, Americans are wasting more than $200 every month on subscription services. Pause for a second and let that number sink in. $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year, enough for a vacation, a meaningful investment, or a large part of your emergency fund vanishing into thin air. And this problem is much more common than you might think. You wouldn't believe how many people subscribe to everything: Netflix, HBO, Disney+, Apple TV+, and that's just streaming services.
Add to that the gym membership you swore you'd start using last month, the photo editing app with a free trial you forgot to cancel, the premium software you only opened once, or the mystery boxes delivered to your doorstep every month. They're like leaky faucets, drip by drip, until you realize your financial bucket is bone dry. And what's the most common excuse we tell ourselves? Oh, I forgot. We convince ourselves that we're just forgetful, that life is too busy to keep track of those little fees. But I'm here to tell you a hard truth. The problem isn't that you forget. The problem is they don't want you to remember. The real enemy here isn't your poor memory. The enemy is a whole system, intentionally and cleverly designed to exploit our forgetfulness and resistance to inconvenience. Think about it. Why does it take just 3 clicks to sign up for a service, but to cancel it, you have to navigate a maze of 7 menu layers, answer 5 survey questions, and sometimes even call and wait on the line? That's not random, that's design. This is a silent battle, your willpower versus a team of UX geniuses. They know that if canceling is just annoying enough, 9 out of 10 people will give up and say, I'll deal with it next month. And that next month never comes. They're betting on your laziness, and most of the time, they win. So how do we win this psychological battle? How do we reclaim control from these invisible thieves? I won't ask you to cancel everything right now. That's too much. Instead, I have a small challenge, a call to action for everyone watching this video. Don't cancel yet. Tonight, or right now if you can, do just one thing. Open your bank statement or credit card app, scroll through your transaction history from the past 30 days, and count how many recurring subscription charges you see. Don't do anything else, just count. And after you have that number, whether it's 3, 5, or 15, comment that number below this video. Why? Because the first and most powerful step in defeating any enemy is to see its face clearly. When you turn those invisible cuts into a visible number, you reclaim your power. You flip the light switch in a dark room, and those financial vampires have nowhere left to hide. And ironically, our next trap is the complete opposite. It's not invisible at all. In fact, it's displayed for the whole world to see. A sparkling trap we walk into willingly to pay a different kind of invisible tax. The status tax.
2. Designer goods from luxury brands. We just talked about the invisible thieves silently draining your bank account. Ironically, the second financial trap is the complete opposite. It doesn't hide. It's dazzling, glamorous, and we proudly show it off to the world. It's a kind of tax we gladly pay, not to the government, but to something they called status. I'm talking about the obsession with luxury brands and designer goods. From handbags that cost a month's salary, watches so complicated you need an engineering degree to read the time, to sneakers so expensive you're too afraid to wear them. We live in a world where the value of an item often isn't in the material or function, but in the tiny logo stitched onto it. And behind that glamour lies a brutal truth. My mother once told me, if you're going to walk around with a designer's name plastered all over you, they should be paying you for being a walking billboard. A brilliant quote, isn't it? It flips the whole thing on its head. We're paying huge money for the privilege of advertising for them. A sweet deal. For them. But the truth is, we crave the feeling the brand gives us, sometimes more than the product itself. And now it's time I reveal a secret, a harsh truth that billion-dollar fashion empires never want you to know. Ready? The people you're trying to impress, they're not paying attention. Let me say that again. The strict boss, the successful coworker, or the world outside you're trying to impress, they're too busy with their own problems to care about the logo on your bag. The only ones really staring at that bag, judging it, are others just as desperately trying to impress, just like you. We're in a play where all the actors are trying to impress each other. The audience left a long time ago. So what are you really paying for? You're not just paying for leather and stitching. You're paying a hidden status tax. You're paying the feeling of belonging to an exclusive club, for the illusion that owning something can change who you are. These brands don't sell products, they sell dreams. They are masters of psychology, experts in turning our insecurities into their profits. So what's the solution? Does it mean wearing boring clothes and giving up everything beautiful? Absolutely not. The solution lies in changing one single question in your head. Instead of asking, can I afford this? Start asking, is it truly worth it? Separate the real value of the product from the perceived value of the brand. Be a savvy consumer of quality, not a blind follower of logos. Look for items made from good materials with fine stitching and timeless design, regardless of whose name is on them. When you begin focusing on true quality, you'll realize you can own amazing things at a fraction of the cost. And that sense of financial freedom feels more luxurious than any handbag ever could. Turn your wardrobe into a reflection of your taste, not a printed statement from your credit card. And when we talk about expensive, flashy things we buy to impress others, there's one item even bigger, pricier, and more dangerous than all the rest. It's not in your closet. It's probably sitting in your garage. It's the number one wealth killer you drive to work every day, and that is
Number 1. Monthly car payments. And finally, we've arrived at the tip of the iceberg, the final boss of all financial traps. It's not a handbag, not a bottle of water, not even a subscription you can cancel with a few clicks. No, this number one enemy is bigger, more persistent, and more dangerous than all the others combined. It's a beast made of metal and glass, a symbol of the American dream that has morphed into a financial nightmare. It's not in your closet. It's probably sitting quietly in your garage. It is your monthly car payment. Spending just $200 more per month on a car that's beyond your needs adds up to $2,400 a year. We're living in strange times where the average price of a pickup truck can easily surpass $50,000. But do you really need a beast that big just to get to work every day? Or a luxury sedan with features you'll never use? We convince ourselves that the car represents who we are. But what it's really saying is the state of the debt we're carrying. You think $700 a month for a car is normal? Many of your neighbors are doing it too, right? All right, let's do some simple math. Math that may shock you and make you look at your vehicle very differently. What if, instead of handing $700 to the bank every month, you invested that money in an S&P 500 index fund with an average annual return of 10%? After 10 years, how much would you have? Over $120,000. After 20 years, nearly $500,000. Now do you see? You're not just driving an SUV. You're driving your retirement down the highway every single day. You're trading your future financial freedom at 60 for that new car smell and a fleeting glance of admiration in your 40s. The monthly car payment is the modern-day financial shackle. It's a hidden weight chained to your legs, stopping you from quitting your job, stopping you from starting a business, stopping you from investing in your future. It eats away at your income before you even see it. We buy a car to feel free, but ironically, it's the car debt that imprisons us. So what's the solution? I'm not telling you to sell your car and start biking. I'm offering a small challenge, a simple shift in mindset. Just drive your current car for one more year. Just one more year. Take that monthly payment, say $700, and invest it consistently. By the end of the year, you won't just have nearly $9,000 in your investment account, but more importantly, you'll have broken the cycle of instant gratification. You'll prove to yourself that peace of mind is worth more than any car. And as you can see, the ultimate goal isn't to live miserably. The goal is to live intentionally. It's about taking back control of your money from these clever traps and using it as a tool to carve out the life you've always dreamed of. This video was born from your very own stories. And now, this conversation needs to continue. It's your turn. In your opinion, what's truly the number one financial trap? Is it the car loan, credit card interest, or eating out too often? Let me know in the comments below. The best idea will become the topic for our next video. And of course, if you found this journey helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.